Tonight, from M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Tonight we kick off Week 6 with a great Thursday night matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Baltimore Ravens. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On first down, Newton. And his first pass is incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full load.
Cam fighting. He lost the football. It's out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. That is caught. Rashad Bateman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Opening minute and already a trip to the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot, C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. Meanwhile, Jackson's thrown into the hands of Andrews. And the Ravens are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. The drive there of just 4 plays. And it's finished off by a touchdown run from J.K. Dobbins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That could be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. On 1st down, it's Newton. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The numbers for him from a week ago. 5 catches, 62 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
On 2nd and 7, Newton. That's going to be caught by Waddle. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up third downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. Third down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
From the 22, Newton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And the Ravens are going to get the football here at their own 23. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
They run with Mostert off the option. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
A run there with Mostert as he'll push this forward and call it a 4-yard gain on first down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Now, after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And a big gain that time. He's out of bounds on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Jackson. Throw right side here taken in by Bateman. And out of bounds right around the 20. Usually see those guys out wide get called for holding on running plays here, passing play.
Yeah, sometimes when you get this quick screen, bubble screen, anything where they're having to block for their fellow receiver, usually at the point of attack, and this time he got caught.
To throw is Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Now it's Jackson. This will be caught by Brown. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. So the completion results there in 9 yards, and that's going to make it 4th down. They'll try it now with Mostert. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Raheem Mostert, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. That time a 9-play drive, and it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. Miami set to take over. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. To throw is Newton. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Newton on 3rd down. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
What we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up. But you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
And once again, they stop him behind the line. Great job by this Ravens defense. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. A shotgun snap for Newton. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, with the dive look that time, that defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
56 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? Be able to get him in the 2nd round, that's what I call a steal.
Here's 2nd and 9. Now Mostert off the read option. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll try and run here with Mostert. Oh, and they had him stopped short of the first, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, plays happen, let it go. It's over. Instead, he creates a penalty.
Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Ravens are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Tucker with the extra point, and the rout is on here in this first half. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. Myles Gaskin and the rest of the Dolphin offense ready to get back to work here. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
And the ball is knocked out, and it's picked up by the Ravens. Come on and get it. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Myles Gaskin and the rest of the Dolphin offense ready to get back to work here. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Newton to throw.
Open man is Waddle, complete.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Newton on 1st down.
Finding Gaskin underneath.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing again is Newton. Over the middle, complete. That's Parker. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Newton looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive.
And out of bounds across the 15-yard line.
69 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half.
On 2nd down and 4, Jackson.
Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete.
They find some open field here. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A big play there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
On 1st and 10, it's Newman. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert.
The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
Newman.
Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. John Ross in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Ravens would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Well, there you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass of the new season.
Well, let's just go back to his rookie year, because he's able to get his feet wet, right? Get a little bit of experience. Now I think here in year 2, the game will slow down for him, and we'll see his true talents come out.
Tucker with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. So, you want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. Not much there, only a yard. Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. They've got the lead early here in the 3rd quarter, and runs like that are how they establish that lead in the 1st half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the 2nd half.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
A run with a fullback. It's Ben Mason.
How about that call handed to the big guy in that situation? Normally you think of him as a real short yardage runner, but in this case they trust him to get a few more yards than that. I remember an old New York Giants quarterback, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, telling me he loves offensive coordinators who call the plays with a little bit of abandon.
4 yards remain for 2nd down.
Now a handoff, Edwards, and he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They run once more with Edwards.
And Edwards trying to push forward, but unsuccessful. They stop him short of the marker.
Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Tucker's kick is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who could make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
The passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And look at this. Cam Newton intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off around the 37. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for them. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in a game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for them here.
And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And in for the Ravens touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Miami's offense set and ready to go.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
The Cam's throw is taken in by Waddle.
And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Newton. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
This is taken at the 23. Oh, good move. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now here come the Ravens. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Tackle made there by Eric Rowe.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Inside handoff here to Ricard.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. On the give, this is their fullback. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
On 2nd down, there's the option going left. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react. Even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL, they're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as good running gets him down to about the 4-yard line.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that's the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now they run. It's Mason. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Ben Mason,
his 1st touchdown on the year.
And the Ravens are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Newton now to throw.
Able to find Shaheen here.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Newton's throw here taken in by Parker. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Again, Newton. They get this out wide to Gaskin. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Now Newton. He's got Fuller. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now Newton. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Mario Edwards Jr. there to bring him down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd and 5 now. Newton, and that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've converted a 1/3 of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. Rolling to his, and he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Tyus Bowser able to get him down behind the line of scrimmage, and it will be 4th down. Jason Sanders now for the Miami field goal from the right hash. This from 33. Sanders' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on. On 1st down, Hill. Being chased out left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And that will be incomplete.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. On 1st and 10, Newton. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. Here's Newton. And And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Newton. High throw, but the catch is made. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Newton throwing again. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Newton. It's complete to Fuller. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 40, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances.
And now look at this. Big game and a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
A gain of 6 there on first. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys are saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style.